little shine.
Good. Nothing wrong with a little shine.
You're live, Sherrod.
Yes, okay. Comedy Cellar Nightly in the building. Your host, the handsome, the wonderful, the hilarious Sherrod Small. That's me. Yeah. Welcome to the show. We got a full house here. We got Jeff Dye, Mike Cannon, Daniel Simonson.
Just a room of sacrificial whites.
Yeah. Repent, you whiteys. Repent.
Yeah, I feel like this is a trap.
Mike, what's that painting behind you? You look like in one of the rooms from the game Clue?
Yeah, it's a Gustav Klimt. It's not mine.
Okay.
It's my mother-in-law's. She's far more sophisticated and artsy than I am.
Well, tell her I send my regards.
I will. I feel like you may have already met her.
Oh, have I? Maybe. How are you guys holding up, though? How's everybody holding up? Jeff, where are you, first of all?
I'm in Sherman Oaks, California. I'm holding up good, man. I love it here. I'm you're not supposed to brag about quarantine, but I'm feeling great. I feel happy.
You enjoying it?
It's nice.
Yeah. That's in your safeness, and you got a whole bunch of wrestling paraphernalia on the back.
Oh, yeah. That's a 1994 Hulk Hogan. I'm not as sophisticated as Mike's mom.
Honestly, it's just as much art.
Yeah.
Now, do you have some? It's like some packages back there that's not open because the value if you open them. You got that kind of situation?
Nah. Well, so the toys that are loose are the actual ones I played with when I was a kid.
Okay.
And then the ones that are in the packages behind it is because I worked on a wrestling show. And so before, like the week before I knew once I found out who I was going to work with, I would buy the toy off of eBay and then I would bring it and have the wrestlers sign it. And so that's just
nice.
Yeah, it's silly.
That's your whole childhood coming 360.
Yeah, nothing more impressive than like grown man going up to an old guy like, I loved the Royal Rumble in 1993.
Sounded like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
And how's the baby there, Mike?
He's good, dude. He's almost a year. He'll be a year next month. It's fucking wild. He's just a different dude than when this whole shit started.
Yeah, he's got his features growing in, and he can walk. Can he walk yet?
No, he's like half retarded on his feet, but he moves. He definitely jostles about and gets from point A to point B.
Now, all this alone time in quarantine. You and your wife, y'all working on another one?
No, but I've been very. What the hell is that?
There you go. Shit falling apart in there.
That's the way to avoid a question right there. You're like, I'm sorry, I'm getting some technical difficulties. I don't know what you asked about sex with my wife, and I have to be.
He yanked the mic out himself. Let's get to Daniel. Daniel, Jesus Christ, Daniel, would it kill you to put something on a wall in that fucking jail cell of yours?
I'm just too picky, so I can't decide.
Yeah, we gotta pray for Daniel. I'm worried about this place.
You can't see it, but here it says unemployment.
Oh no!
Because I forgot it the day you have to call in. I immediately forgot it. So.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to call in every Sunday or something, right?
Yeah. And I forgot it. So now, even with this, I'm still not able to remember. So I don't know what to do.
I thought those were hash marks, just like hash marks of each day of survival. Just like we made it.
I think I'm back.
So do you feel like, Daniel, you're an extra fish out of water because you trapped over here during all this?
Yeah, but it was by choice. I could have gone back to Norway.
And you said no because the medical situation there is terrible. Just talk about that.
Yeah. But no, I feel I think we're coming through it right now. Don't you guys feel the same?
Like we're coming out the other side now?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Well, tell that to Texas and New Mexico and
yeah,
California.
I feel like the other side has just as pointy of a dick.
I feel like it's going to be fine, man. I've already done 3 different weekends at comedy clubs. All the bars on my street in the neighborhood have opened up.
What is going on in Sherman Oaks?
Everything's open, dude.
You did 3 live shows in a room with people without masks?
No, I did 3 live weekends. One in Salt Lake City, one in San Antonio, and then this weekend I'm going to Arizona. So I feel like he said everything's back, baby. COVID never happened.
Isn't Arizona like in a little trouble right now?
A little trouble? No, it's spiking. It's spiking in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean Jeff is so handsome and young. There's no way this disease could possibly get to him. So I think he's completely fine.
He's gonna make a beautiful corpse.
I'm not worried about it at all.
They're gonna fuck the shit out of him in that morgue.
He's gonna be the only corpse with naturally rosy cheeks.
guys remember though? Do you guys remember when the coronavirus first happened? They kept like they show like a kind of a young college douche guy, kind of like on the beach, and he's like, if I get sick, I get sick, and everyone's like, just like, fuck this guy. This guy's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
You don't care about old people. You're a douche. You fucking idiot. I hated that guy like 3 months ago, and now I'm that guy. I'm just like,
now you're that guy. You're that guy.
If you're old, stay home. I'm going out. I'm telling jokes.
Now, did you get tested or anything? Did you do you know if you have the antibodies?
I got tested when I came back from Utah. I got nothing. I got tested when I came back from San Antonio. I had chlamydia, but no COVID.
Okay, there you go. So it was all regular.
And that was from an illegal, and that's another story.
Hey, not this week, Mike. Not this week. Not that kind of trip.
I mean, we're desperate to get these clubs back open. You know, I've been pressuring Gnome to try to, just give me the keys to the cellar. I'll take the blame.
Well, yeah, if you're going to convince anyone, Gnome's last on that list. He seems to be the most afraid.
Yeah, he's saying August. He's thinking August is going to be like with the Comedy Cellar. But that's just him wishful thinking too. But he told me that maybe a month ago as well.
I just did an outdoor show today. I did the, what's it called? The Bel Air Diner in Astoria.
Okay.
So it's like a drive-in thing where they pull cars in, and I guess they like flash the light or beep or whatever if they're laughing. It's that part is a nightmare.
Wait, you just did it. What do you mean you guess?
But he got no laughs. They didn't blink their laughs.
I suppose that's what happens when they enjoy. I didn't get to experience that.
Fair enough.
Everybody had their car parked the other way.
Yeah, everybody just put their masks back on in their own car when I went up.
They put their hoods up. So how the show was packed? Or
it was pretty awesome actually. It was a ton of cars, and then the front line they had like a group of a line of 6 socially distanced humans that gave you like real response. So that actually lent it to being almost a normal show. And
it was like a stage and a
just in the parking lot right outside this thing. I mean, they had done it before where it was like the back of a pickup. Right. And I think that's how it started, but now I think the diner is seeing dollar signs. so they like bought a new stage and an FM, fucking translator to give it into the cars and stuff.
Does Steve Hofstetter run that one too? Like
No, he doesn't.
I was about to say the back of a pickup. That's how that black jogger started, right?
Yeah.
There we go, huh, guys? Anybody out there protesting, you white bastards? Who's been out there? Daniel?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of them.
Yes, but only by mistake because you was trying to get to the library or some shit.
Yeah, I just walked into it by chance. And I started joining immediately.
Ask me if I've been to any of the protests, Sherrod. Ask me.
Have you been to any of the protests, Jeff?
So here's the thing. My audio.
See, he just living it up in Sherman Oaks with his wrestling paraphernalia.
Oh, he disappeared. Oh, there he is.
Did you go out? Did you go out in the march? Did you march, Daniel?
Yeah, I did a lot of times.
Where? In Washington Square Park? Where are you?
I was once, Washington Square Park, and a lot of the ones in McCarran Park. Okay. And I was down by Prospect Park doing one there.
Okay. Did you get any good stuff from Best Buy or anything? Did you get any new, like an iPad or something?
I ran
in quickly to check it, but
you just peruse for next time.
Not the best timing.
Yeah, I told him during the riots I went down to return a shirt.
Swap sizes.
No one work here? What is going on?
I mean, yeah, but this the whole protest and all this is still going on. I'm just glad that all the rioting and all that shit stopped because there was a lot of people trying to start.
Well, all the hired help just left for their own towns, right? All the out-of-towners that were just parking in the Bronx and then fucking making their way into Manhattan
and destroying shit and trying to throw the blame on us.
What a kooky thing, man. This is all like such a weird, like it's almost like domestic espionage that we're watching, where there's operatives in different paid groups that are coming in to fuck shit up. It's like we have to think about this shit now.
Yeah, they just had that situation in New Mexico where they arrested some militia. Some militia was there trying to start some shit. And one of the guys
they shot a protester. Yeah,
right. It was
because they were gonna knock over a statue and they just could not have that.
Who was the statue of? Do you remember? Was it Captain Crunch?
It was of Walter White.
It was Michael Jackson's in New Mexico.
I mean, it's shameful that people out there that's trying to start shit. People are just gross, though. But do you see, guys, are y'all even thinking about like the cops and the changes that needs to be made just to keep black people safe? Michael, you want to bring your son up in a world where black people are safe, right?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? I think it's like the whole privilege conversation is like, you know, I think Schultz may have said it, and I've had this thought before too, where like white privilege basically kind of means basic human rights. Yeah. And it's like, you know, I think everybody can agree that nobody should fear being murdered if they're walking down the street. It's just basic.
Yeah, it's just the basic of things. It's not like we think y'all all get like a surf and turf every Wednesday for free.
No, yeah, you're not just, you don't all of a sudden your credit score doesn't go up. You just don't get killed.
I think that's the hard part though, like not to be too serious, but I think the hard part is to make a really simple message. Sometimes to make a simple message of something complicated, it gets a little tricky is all.
Yeah.
So it's it's hard to, like, if I was to tweet like, women are the problem, and then like 3 women write a thing, and I'm like, nah, don't be such bitches. Like, just listen, there's a problem with women. That's what I meant. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not you, and if you identify with that, maybe you are the problem.
And so for a lot of simpletons, like people I grew up with, I'm not the most sophisticated guy. Like,
when you can tell by the headband.
Thank you. Yeah. my barber's off, you know?
Oh, I got liberated today, baby. I got a fade too.
I cut my own.
When you see like things that say like, oh, our people and like your people did this and my people have this, it can be very confusing for white people to not get like defensive and feel uncomfortable.
I understand that. Yeah,
it's tricky. It's hard to understand for a lot of people.
Well, I'll tell you what's a terrible name for a message that they don't mean. Defund the police. It's like if you can't get behind the words Black Lives Matter, which seems like a pretty easy message. Kind of, you know, cut and dry right there. We just matter. Saying defund the police and then being like, well, that doesn't mean we're going to take all their money and there's not going to be any more police. Instead, it's going to be a system of checks and balances and specialists. Right, and it's like, well, then don't name it defund the police, because you gotta the idiots are going to take it and run with it.
You got to remember the first motto was fuck the police. So I think defund is a good change. Fair enough. I think we're going in the right direction.
I think so too. Well, I think the message though is good. I think the message overall and reform and like, you know, even the NYPD is quoted today as being like, yeah, we got to get away from brute force and start using our brain and guile. And it's like, that's exactly right. That is what you guys should be using.
8 ass whoopings later, I'm glad they learned that message. Right. I don't know if I took another ass whooping.
But like, I don't know, just the over encompassing defund the police and then being like, well, that's not what we really mean. It's like such an unnecessary step where it's like, if you just said police reform and then built from there, as opposed for like, you know, I don't know.
Sometimes you need the shock value though, just to get your shit.
Yeah.
People go like this. We're not going to defund them, but we'll definitely change them. It's like, all right, then that's what we wanted. But you got to say sometimes you got to ask for more to get what you want.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So yeah, sometimes it's just a gamble. It's like sometimes the wording just to get motherfuckers fired up. But you got to do something.
Right. Well, that's the tricky part. You get people fired up, that bad shit happens. I mean, that whole Colin Kaepernick thing was the best thing that ever happened, in my opinion, because it was peaceful. It started a conversation. It agitated all the right people.
And he lost his job. Wow. And he lost his fucking job.
That was just a cherry on the cake.
Let's not miswrite history. He was, a third-string quarterback that was this close to being released on San Francisco, which was a shitty team.
I mean, it's a lot of awful quarterbacks in this league, man.
Not with that kind of media zoo around them. He's not good enough to absorb the zoo of media, in my opinion. But I think that.
But here's the thing: even away from the playing on the field, Roger Goodell should have said, "We made a mistake," as he did at the NFL. We went the wrong way, and we apologize to Colin Kaepernick because he didn't suck in that. How was his statistics on that shit? It looked like it was 100. He was batting 1,000.
No,
he was batting 1,000 in that.
Well, that's two different things. But what I
should have just mentioned that they hating on him. That's why it proves that they hating on him, because he didn't get a job, and you can't even say that you was wrong to him too.
Oh, that apology was coming for sure.
But it should have been It should have came when he apologized for being on the wrong side in the NFL. It should have came that same day. It's like, what are you holding back for? That's why black people are like this. You ain't about shit. You ain't about it, because you still being dishonest. still
Roger
being
Goodell
dishonest.
has a long track record of making horrible decisions. We can't think that this is gonna. He's a piece of shit. I mean,
But not when he signed that NFL contract, because he's making $50 million a year.
Right. Well, it's weird because all of these corporations in the NFL, like being as huge as it is, they're almost like Hillary Clinton in the fact that they have to wait until public opinion is so swayed in one direction to latch on to it,
Right,
because otherwise, it's totally disingenuous. All they care about is money. All they care about is player support and, obedience, let's say, even though they're working for a paycheck. But it's like he had to jump on the movement because it became too hot. If it was just like whatever and just continued at the low simmer that it's always been, Roger Goodell would have never made it that
right.
state.
Take Drew Brees, for example. Drew Brees, as stupid as that was,
he gonna work. He gonna always have he ain't the best quarterback no more either.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, think about Drew Brees probably said that thinking like, oh, this is what the boss, this is what we're supposed to say. Remember last year, like all these like people were gonna stop watching the NFL and shit. So that dumb just was like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to say. That's what Daddy wants me to say. And then it got wrong, and now Goodell's probably texting him like, hey, it's fine. I'm gonna apologize. I think they're just dummies, which makes it so disingenuous. It's not even a good apology. We're gonna get some spineless apology from Colin Kaepernick to Colin Kaepernick from Roger Goodell, and it's gonna be meaningless. And anyone who cares about it's too little, too late. Fuck Goodell.
He already kind of did last night when he's like, listen, I can't force a team to pick up Colin Kaepernick, but I would say I would hope they'd give him an opportunity. So he's like already kind of walking it back. But it's funny that you said that about Drew Brees being the sacrificial lamb, because it is. It's like the first time in his life he was a lead blocker, and they basically put him out in front. They saw what happened to him, and then as a company, they decided, well, that's not going to be us.
And he was just doing the most correct answer from like 8 months ago to keep his job. Like
that's how you know how wrong they were. When your right is a wrong in 8 months, it's always been a wrong.
100%.
It's always been a wrong. You just was the last guy to figure it out.
I love that Kaepernick did that. I think it was the smartest thing. Like, even I think, and this might be controversial, but I think it was even smarter than these protests. It got everybody talking about it, and not only everybody talking about it, but everybody's talking about it while football was happening, while basketball was happening, while concerts were happening, while comedy was happening. Everyone was having a conversation about Black Lives Matter. Whereas right now, it's kind of easy to only talk about Black Lives Matter because I have nothing else to talk about. I am in a house with a dog, and there's no sports, and they're showing like marble races on ESPN. Like, I'm part of the conversation.
South Korean baseball, baby. South Korean baseball.
Yeah, KBO, bat flips.
Dude, that brings up a good point though, Jeff, because where are you guys at with the NBA and what's happening there? Is they've already set up the logistics of the league. It's going to be a bubble in Orlando. But
Kyrie say no.
I know, Kyrie, and here's the thing. I totally get both sides of the argument. I mean, could it potentially distract and take attention away from it? Of course, it totally could. But
that's why we need it too. That's the same reason why we shouldn't do it. It's the same reason why we need it.
Right. And not to mention, they could use the platform, they could use the money generated to also facilitate the cause. So it's like, LeBron started wearing those I Can't Breathe shirts when Eric Garner got choked out. And it's like that immediately raised the profile of the situation. And
choked out.
I mean, that's exactly. Yeah. You get choked out to death.
Like, that's what a center does in the 70s basketball.
I mean, we saw the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got murdered.
I got a question, though. Do you guys feel, and I'm not, I didn't sign on to this thing to get in trouble, but do you guys feel a little like racial fatigue as far as like the subject? You don't feel?
Because it's my every day. Welcome to the party. It's like I've been doing it. It's like I had to deal with looking like this every day when I go out.
Right.
So it's like racial. It's like it's always a racial thing for us. So it's like for everybody else to feel it, it's like yes. Now if you feel it, let's make it so it's a world where it ain't like that for everybody.
Right. I can't have. I mean, it's almost nightly where I'm just like where I've been talking about it from morning to night.
Yeah.
When you have like a full-time job and you start having the dream about the job and you're like, man, I can't relax in my sleep from this. Yeah. Like, I think I'm having important conversations, and I've learned a lot, man. I'm kind of like I said earlier, like I've learned a ton, and I've been very insensitive in many parts of my life racially that I'm learning, and this has been great for me. But I will say I am somewhat exhausted, and I'd love to watch a Lakers game and not fucking talk about it for 3 hours, and then we can get back to business, but I need some sort of reprieve, and I'm just wondering if anyone else is feeling that.
That's how good those players are in the NBA, that they can take your mind off of Black matters, and they're all black.
That's a majority. Yeah, they've got the black privilege in the NBA.
All I want to do is get off this Black Lives Matter and just watch a bunch of black people play.
Yeah, these black people are so important to me. They really matter.
Daniel, what you think, you Nazi?
But I don't know anything about basketball, so I'll let you guys hold court. But,
nice pun.
But I felt like, oh, that's true, man. I felt it was kind of nice to go outside, though, when all the protests started.
Yeah, just to see people.
That's all Daniel's out there just
he
to
just
catch
wanted to go on a
D.
walk. That's all he wanted.
Networking.
He wanted to go on a walk where his liberal friends wouldn't judge him for going outside.
He's trying not to look like a vampire.
Things we do in the shadows.
But I wonder what's going to happen with the virus now. And
oh, yeah,
I think we need a vaccine. I think before anything can really come back, we need a vaccine that's already out there that people have access to, that's actually working. And he said he got like 5 to 7 or to 10 in the works.
The UK also did something where they found some generic steroid that has been used for certain things that helped reduce the death rate by 1/3 or something.
We all knew. That's why nobody from a lot of these NFL players didn't catch it, because they've been on steroids. So they like this.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Not only are we going to get rid of this virus, but we're all going to be jacked. You know?
Oh, dude.
That's right. Steroids has always been the key. That's been like the penicillin since penicillin.
If it wasn't $1,500 a month to do HGH, I would 100% do it every day for the rest of my life.
I did it once.
You did it?
I did it I cycled for like 3 months on it, and I got pretty big pretty quick.
HGH?
But it affected my moods, and I'm like a really happy-go-lucky guy, and I don't like being.
How did you take it though? Did you orally, or was it a shot, or how was it?
I take a pill every other day. You take like a oral pill, but then you have to inject your ass with this stuff every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did you do
you
it?
Give yourself
though?
the injection. For vanity. I've always wanted to be strong.
Oh,
I'm 6'4", and I'm really skinny. I have a high
What
metabolism.
do you mean? Why did he want to do it? He wanted to solve crimes, Daniel. That's why he did. He wanted to be a superhero.
I don't wear Jordans to play basketball. It's all about the looks.
Hell yeah. I did a pro hormone. That's what it's called. It's basically a steroid. I did that in college, and it was oral shit, and then it almost destroyed my liver.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I literally almost died. The doctor asked me if I had drank every day of my life since I was 5 years old.
Really? Was that bad?
Yeah. And he's like, cause I was like, no, I don't. I literally didn't drink at the time. And he was like, well, this is code red. We don't know what's going on. We have to figure this out. And I was like, well, I am taking this thing. And he was like, yeah, dickhead, you gotta fucking stop right now.
Were you jacked though?
I was huge. I was 205.
Wow.
And I'm like 175, 180 usually. So
Right.
I was like, and I was playing basketball. I was juicing for all the wrong reasons. Like I was playing junior college basketball. I was completely outmatched athletically, and I took, this steroid shit just to try to even up, and it just made me bigger and angrier and slower.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're in the wrong sport to beef up.
Yeah, it was retarded. I don't know what I was thinking.
I mean, that's why I think. Go ahead, Daniel. Sorry.
I just wonder if you've been working out, you guys, during the thing.
I haven't.
I bought a pull-up bar that I use.
Oh yeah, the one in the doorway that you put in the door. Yeah.
How
How's it
often
work?
do you use it?
I only used it for 2 days so far.
Yeah, that's what always happens. It's like I'm gonna do 500 push-ups every day, and then I sit down and I watch a movie, and I didn't do any push-ups. I'm like,
Yeah.
But it sucks that my roomie sometimes comes into the room while I do it.
Oh yeah,
And I'm just hanging there grunting.
Yeah. Like
I don't
Richard
want
Quest.
people to see that,
Well, the other reason I stopped doing the steroid stuff too is because, like, it doesn't work as well if you drink alcohol and if you drink caffeine. And if anyone who knows me well enough knows, I drink all the time, and I'm drinking, like, my whole diet is coffee, whiskey. So it's like my body was just shot.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll fuck your liver up really bad if you drink and do
And I'm not gonna
steroids
stop
at the same
drinking
time.
just because I want to have muscles.
That's
No,
why I
most
think
people don't.
If they're like the NBA come back too soon, aren't they even thinking about like the players' bodies, like how they can get injured easily if they just try to jump right back into running fast.
But that's why they're doing. I think they're looking to restart in September, so they're giving all this time to kind of get back in body shape. And a lot of the players have been interviewed and said they're like they feel good. They've been staying in shape. But
Yeah,
then also
Mike, this is what I think is going to happen.
They just keep lying, like, "Oh, we've been training this whole time." Like,
yeah.
What I think is going to happen, they're going to do all this training, whatever, and then they're going to have people testing positive all the way up to opening day.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
So what's the point of that?
Well, Kyrie, is a dissenting opinion, and then I just read, I just saw a thumbnail
I don't care
for
about
it, but
anything Kyrie Irving says. Do you have any?
No, Kyrie
It's the
did say
most
since the Earth is flat, the virus is going to fall right off the edge.
Gravity is fake. There's big magnets. It's all the other planets are sentient beings. He's got some good points.
Kyrie literally like
no, that's what flat earthers
think. World flat. Like when he called the world flat, I remember I was like, dude, give it 24 hours. Duke is gonna call his ass and be like, you retract that shit right now. You went to our school, and sure enough, it happened. Like he was like, oh, I was just goofing around. I just saw. It's like, shut up.
Oh yeah.
That's why all of his shoe symbolism is Illuminati stuff. So he's totally into that.
Well, it doesn't matter how smart your education is. Sometimes people are just stupid because they're young. And
he went to Duke for 6 weeks. He didn't graduate from there. He went for 1 year, and then he was going pro after the basketball season. So he probably went to like 3 classes tops.
But even going to Duke for 6 weeks is worth 4 degrees from Arizona State University.
Also, I should never be smarter than anyone that went to Duke. And like you listen to him talk, I'm like, I'm smarter than this guy.
Yeah. But also, he was saying that he wants the players to start their own league.
I mean,
it is a players. It's a players league. It would be interesting to see how they would do it. Like if their agents would then serve as the executives, how would that even fucking go?
It would be a mess because it would have to start out real small, like 6 teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it could grow from that. I mean, who knows? Wilder things has happened. That's how every league started at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, look how the best player the XFL was this year.
They took the worst beating out of all the sports because they pumped all that new money into that project, and it looked pretty good. I watched a couple of games; it was pretty good.
I went to every home game for the LA Wildcats, and then I went to one of the road games when they played in New York, and it was freezing. It was the most cold football game I've ever been to. But XFL is fun, but like it's just people don't care.
I think if it was the only league going on right now, imagine that shit. Like Forrest Gump. Remember his movie when the shrimp boat was the only boat left? He made that killing.
Why haven't they done something like that? Why haven't they been like MLB been like, all right, we're gonna do a home run derby where like we don't have to worry about
they can't get their shit together at all.
Each other or anything. Like it was just so.
Because first of all, a lot of players don't want to take the risk. Because they got kids and family, they don't want to take that shit back to them. And the NBA is talking about they didn't want to put everybody in Florida just to play down there and keep them all away from everybody. But who wants to do that for how many months?
No, but Sherrod, you could look what we're doing. We're at home right now via Zoom. You could do something like where it's like a dunk competition. You have you have a camera and you can even get retired players in on it. Like just do like a dunk competition kind of thing.
They did that for horse. They did a game of horse and it was terrible.
They should have upped the ante. Horse. Who fucking watches horse?
It was so brutal. They were all like on their iPhones at their own personal gym, so they're like shooting one-legged off their couch. It's like get the fuck out of here.
Poor ESPN. ESPN, they must be like setting fires over there just to stay warm. Motherfuckers, they got nothing. Poor things. 30 for 30 saved them.
This just shows that God hates Scott Van Pelt, and you can't argue with God.
Yeah, Jordan Doc definitely saved a lot. I thought you had Adam Newsom on my other podcast on Small Ball, and he's one of the producers of 30 for 30, and he worked on the Jordan documentary as well.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, yo, man.
Did he say it was exactly like P. Diddy being an executive producer on Notorious? That's how much Jordan steered the narrative.
Yeah, he pretty much did. But it was good shit. It was a lot of information and footage that I never saw before, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
did you,
I love
the watch any of the other ones, like the Lance. You were about to say the Lance Armstrong one. Is that what you were about to say?
No, I didn't watch.
I didn't watch that one. I want to watch that.
It's good. And then Be Water with Bruce Lee. Which was the most dense documentary I've ever seen in my life. They don't even show the people being interviewed. It's just like a voice over like old photos of Bruce, but it's really interesting.
Oh, cool.
And then Long Gone Summer with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire was fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was a good time in baseball. I mean, now do we think I think we need just a HGH, a steroid league.
Bring it back. We loved steroids. It was the best thing that ever happened.
Not everybody can be Griffey. Not everybody can
Everybody
hit
can't
56 back to back with just pure athleticism.
When also Mark McGwire hit 50-something home runs his rookie season before he was on anything. He's jacked. He's 6'5". He's a really strong guy. Like
that's why he juiced up, because he wanted to keep those stats. He wanted to inflate them. It's like, if you don't go up, you might as well go out.
Dude, he turned into fucking
he said that
Popeye.
he took steroids because of injuries. He just kept having injury seasons, and he was like, well, I'll do steroids. He wasn't like thinking of it as like I'm gonna get. He's always been big.
Right, but they give you an extra little jumpy jump. That steroid though. It
and recovery and all that shit too, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's why I get mad when like people talk shit about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was a beast, dude. His whole career. Like they act like if I took steroids all day, I'm not gonna hit any home runs. It's just like
you might hit a spouse, but you're not gonna hit any home runs.
Dude, how many hat sizes did Barry Bonds' head go up? Like through the year, from his rookie year to the end? What would you guess? Like he started at like a 7 3/8 and ended at a 10?
No, that's silly. They show photos of him in 1988, and they go, look how much bigger he is. Yeah, dude, it's been 30 years, and like I look way bigger than I did when I was 18.
Yeah, he swelled up just like LL Cool J.
There is no denying his head during his steroid 72 home run run was not bigger because of steroids. There's no doubt. It was huge.
I don't know, man.
You think the steroids made his cranium bigger?
It was like a black juggernaut. It was insane.
I don't buy it.
Well, that's what happened to old black men's heads, Michael. Look at George
what
Wallace.
That's what happens to people on steroids' heads.
Okay.
All of my buddies from home are these ex-juice monkeys, and they're all fucking got the giant
juice.
Fucking,
what?
They're white.
Juice monkeys.
Oh, okay. All right. I was so nervous.
Yeah, no, they're pale monkeys.
But we really gotta take down his pants to see if he's really doing steroids. Let's not pretend like we don't know how to prove somebody doing steroids. The ding-a-ling look small.
Check his grapes, man. Check his grapes.
Did you take when you took steroids? Did you take those pills that counteract the nut shrink?
No, because it doesn't really shrink your nuts. It lowers your sperm count. So you give that. But I'm not trying to use my sperm anyways. So I said take it.
Yeah. That's why I smoke weed, just to try to keep that down, keep that number down at 3 out of
Is that
5.
the only side effect, or?
What's that?
Oh, there's tons of side effects.
Yeah, now pimples, aggression.
Yeah. So like if you're a very sensitive guy, right? Like let's say you watch a movie and it easily moves you. If you're cycling and you watch a movie that moves you, you'll be just bawling and like texting your ex-girlfriend. Like it really makes you kind of manic in a lot of ways.
You call it cycling?
What's that?
Cycling?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you cycle on it and then you cycle off and then you cycle. It's kind of like tricking your testosterone.
See.
I know people that have taken steroids for so many years that they now have to take steroids just to survive. Their bodies stopped naturally producing testosterone, so they have to inject.
Who are these people? Mailmen? Are they like weightlifters?
Firefighters? It's actually a ton of cops and a ton of like firemen and stuff like that. So
that's the problem.
That could tell you something.
Yeah, just cops walking around livid. Just fucking gassed out of their minds. Just being like, I wish somebody would.
I can't believe they wrote that album. Fuck the police.
Yeah, we need to defund.
Safe,
We need to defund those motherfuckers.
De-needle.
I want everything to get back to normal as soon as possible, but I definitely don't see no sports starting this year. I don't see any sports, professional sports, being maybe NASCAR because they in the car anyway. So, but everything else. And did it really matter that they got rid of the flag in NASCAR? I mean,
no.
They still gonna have the T-shirts and the underwear and the socks.
Also, I heard Sam J make a great comment today. She was saying that like, don't you want to know who the racists are? Like, if you don't tell them not to wear that shit, you want to know who these awful creatures are. Like, don't make them look like us. Like, I want to see, like, a Confederate flag and go, oh, that's something that you chose to put on top of you. Like, I want nothing to do. I don't want it blending in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I said the same thing about a yarmulke. I want to know who's who. Who's who, damn it.
Let me know.
Daniel just shook his head ferociously for the first time.
All on board.
Daniel is on 90 Day Fiance right now in his little room.
Do you watch that show, Sherrod?
Do I? I love it.
That's like my favorite show.
I'll be there for you. Then Usman, you watch the African dude?
Usman is so sweet, but
I'll be there for you. Anything you want, I will do for you.
It's like, more auto-tuned than like T-Pain. It's like the most auto-tuned song you've ever heard.
Like Godfrey got a lot of explaining to do because nothing's going on in Nigeria that he told me. Son of a bitch. They're
Mike,
just like here. No, it ain't.
Do you guys watch that show?
I haven't seen it. No, I've watched every other trash heap reality show, but for some reason I haven't made my way there.
Oh, you're missing out. I watched 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day The Other Way, 90 Day Pillow Talk, 90 Day fucking. I watched
It's so good.
I was a Too Hot to Handle guy on Netflix. Did you watch that?
I didn't watch that.
Oh, that's like, I mean, it's just watching like gorgeous morons. It's unbelievable.
What is it? What is it about?
Just a zoo of tards that are just so basically they're all these like unbelievably attractive people put into one house. They have to find a connection. They're not allowed to fuck. So
not allowed to fuck.
They can't kiss, they can't fuck, but if they do, they get docked points, and they try to do it like behind, closed doors, but there's this weird Siri robot that like keeps track of their every move. Some chick blew a guy under the blankets and the fucking robot noticed.
Yeah, the robot knows when you're having.
It's like it connected to all the cameras. So once the camera senses motion,
I would get docked like Stallone got docked in Demolition Man every time he cursed. When he cursed, we're like 2 demerits. That'd be me and blowjobs in that house.
The 90 Day Fiance was so important to me that when one of the weeks. Because it comes on Sunday nights here, at least.
Yeah.
And so so did The Last Dance. I watched 90 Day first, then watched The Last Dance. After
wow.
That's how big it was to me.
That's a night. That's a teenage night.
Oh yeah, I had frozen pizza. It was just me and some pals watching Michael Jordan, and then
just
big
cock
ass.
in hand for both.
Yeah. Oh, it was the best.
Yeah, Jordan was a real asshole. But that's why I asked everybody the question. Do you think you got to be an asshole like that to win the championships? Because Bill Russell got 11 of them. And they say he's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah. I mean, speaking as somebody who's never won anything, no, I don't think you need to do that.
Why? What do you say, Mike?
I don't think he's an asshole.
You think it's just stern?
I think he just wants to win. And these fuckers don't know how to work hard. Like, I've witnessed it in almost every part of my life. Like, I think thing people forget is Jordan is like, he's not just like your average black guy. Like, he's a Southern black. Look at those suits. Those are old church suits. Like, those are baggy. Like, he's like a
suits
Southern.
Are awful. That's a regular black dude in the South.
That's a hardworking, we get up early. We do. I think that he just watched these guys and be like, who the fuck is Bill Wellington? This lazy, one-dimensional fucking.
His suits look like he fell down Steve Harvey's fucking hallway.
I love it. The way Jordan wanted to be around old guys all the time.
Oh yeah, I respected that. Yeah.
I mean, he was like a real Southern.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I think he's a terrible person. He's my favorite basketball player of all time. He's an absolutely terrible person. I think the way he treated people is just like so unnecessary. And
you think about Juanita? Juanita, his wife?
No, he actually paid her off handsomely. She got every verbal lashing she ever earned. And would he pay her like 150 million or something like that?
Some change.
She could take a few.
Yeah,
she could take a few.
That was the judge.
He still shouldn't have said that stuff he said to her.
You killed my father. But I mean, he just, I don't know. To me, like that. You don't, that's not motivating. I don't know. Again, I'm not as great. He is the greatest of all time. I understand it would probably be frustrating for Mozart to play like duet piano with somebody who sucked. You know what I mean?
Right.
It probably just like it jars their brain that they can't understand why you're not also a savant. But that also means that they're emotionally stunted brats. So he's a fucking brat for being like, Bill Wennington, you fucking suck. And it's like, well, actually, Bill Wennington is a 7-foot doofus that looks like he doesn't have a shred of athleticism, but he fought his way to the NBA. So fuck you, Michael Jordan. The guy, the fucking Scott Burrell, one of the most empathetic, nice sports athletes seemingly of all time, is getting just tongue lashings from this cunt that is just dropping 60 because he can whenever the fuck he wants. And Scott Burrell doesn't have that ability. So what? He has to get a fucking ass beating?
Mike,
Fucking get out of here.
That's the reason my sister and some average ding dong on the street doesn't know Burrell's name. You don't get to be a sweetheart and be the greatest of. It's
no. I agree. Michael Jordan, but you can because LeBron is like that. LeBron is a sweet.
They say seldom is a great man, a good man. Seldom is a great man, a good man.
If I negotiate my pay at my workplace, they'll think that I'm an asshole. It's like, yeah, sweetheart, if you want to be the boss, you got to be an asshole. Agreeable people make less. That's why I don't make enough money because I'm nice. If I start being an asshole, I'm going to start getting paid.
I agree with that when it comes to individualism, but when it comes to a team concept, when your job as a leader is to build up your support system instead of being like, would you miss a shot, you fucking homo? It's like every time I go to shoot, I'm going to be like, the greatest hates me.
It worked.
Dude, I know it worked. Like I said, I know nothing. I'm I'm talking in my mother-in-law's living room. What do you think? I have anything solid to offer? I'm just bitching.
They all said that. They were all like, dude, it was totally worth it. That's what it took to drive us because we just, they're enjoying the contract and the money and the lifestyle. And Michael Jordan's like, nah, man, we came to work today. I loved it.
Well, you notice Luke Longley never got interviewed. That guy couldn't let out a sentence without his lip quivering.
He cried a lot. They was hard on Longley. I think if Michael had the chance, nigga, he would have nutty professor the whole thing and played all 5 positions.
If he could have.
Totally.
And still yelled at the other players. He would have still yelled at the other.
He's the best, dude. I'm obsessed with him. That's why I like when Gary Payton, like the way they did Gary Payton so dirty on that. Like,
come on, that was hilarious.
I'm a Seattle guy. And like I was loving the way he just eviscerated GP. It was so good.
That was when they gave him the like he didn't know. And they was gonna give him the screen to look at it. He producing the whole thing. Oh, what? Yeah, what? Gary Payton on it? Okay, I'll take a look at it. I don't know what.
Yeah. I'd like to see the cut. I'd like to see the cut you guys think you're putting in my movie.
I guarantee those producers were so excited. Like, wait till Mike sees this. He's gonna have a because he's still talking shit and he's 60.
Yeah.
Still, he's still going Pat Ewing. Pat Ewing.
I love it.
He's still going. Poor Pat. Those dummies. The Knicks really let me down in the 90s, man.
Oh my God, it was so brutal. What is happening to his eyes, Michael Jordan? Because every one of my AAU basketball coaches also had those like yellow eyes.
It's been like that for like 20 years, but no.
Is that booze?
I don't know.
I don't think so. What like the yellow that is
he
white?
He doesn't have white eyes.
It's his eyes are like like it looks like he's like almost cigar has gotten into the whites of his eye.
Maybe it's drugs or steroids.
Maybe steroids.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why he got yellow. I have no idea. Because he's always crying from the crying meme.
Oh man, that was a great joke. Did you see that joke he told at Kobe's funeral or memorial or whatever?
Oh, he said about the meme thing.
It's like the saddest moment ever, but he like hit it with a bit right in the middle of it, and it crushed in the middle of a fucking funeral.
Yeah, that's the best time to lay a joke out, though.
Yeah,
because everybody's already that way, so it's like this. Let me give him something to see what I got
part
for
of Last
these.
Dance was Steve Kerr's speech.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, that was like the funniest thing. I was like, all right, nobody's gonna top that.
He
that
killed
was
it.
Funniest
He killed it.
Dude, did you ever hear that Steve Kerr college story of when his father was murdered? And I forget who he was playing, but he was playing some college, and it was fresh after the news came out. And literally every time he caught the ball, the stadium chanted, "Where's your father?"
Jesus.
And he dropped like 38.
Oh,
it's awesome. Just I love that. I love the fact that he dropped 38 and they won. But it was like that's like such a stain on college basketball that's never brought up.
Ugh,
Where's your father?
Where's your father?
What school was this?
Over and over. I forget, dude.
I gotta know what fucking awful school this is.
Do you know something similar kind of happened to me? But this is totally true. Junior college basketball. I'm playing Sullivan County.
Got the "Where's your father" chant.
They take everything. Don't you know that, Jeff? Now you don't know where your dad is, huh? Welcome to the party.
You think that would affect Jordan if they said something like that?
Oh yeah,
I'm
sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm
if they
sure
did it
some
after his
people
death,
did.
he'd have scored 3,000 points.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Wait,
Dude,
so what happened?
So I was playing Sullivan County Community College, which is it's upstate New York, but it's like, it's kind of a troubled area. There's like a lot of drugs, all that shit. But the community college, I think it's like I forget what the percentage is, but I think it's like largely black. Either way, it was entirely black in that field house that night. I was one of 3 white people in the room out of like
Who are you,
600.
Hall and Oates?
Out of like 600, right? And I'm starting at the time I had like a ton of confidence because I hadn't done comedy or shattered any of my like, ego or anything like that. So, I just didn't give a fuck. I played basketball hard, and every single time that I caught the ball, the entire 600-person field house chanted, "Cracker, cracker." Dude, every single time. And talk about like a bit built from tension, Sherrod. This is 100% true, right? So I get my first shot off after they're chanting cracker. I take a top of the key 3 and I drill it. Right. And I turn towards the crowd and I kind of like grab my dick and was like, what? Like fucking what?
Oh, then they start calling you the professor. The professor.
So this is what happened. So it's silent for like, what felt like 12 minutes, probably was like, 8 seconds. And then somebody just goes, "Probably the first shot you ever hit, faggot." And the whole place erupted. Like the biggest laugh I've ever heard in my entire life. And I'm just like,
It turned out it was Kevin Hart. So that's how things come around in your life. You don't know who's going to come in your life and when.
That man became Barack Obama.
It just landed. That's embarrassing.
I know, totally.
So you played, was your whole team black too?
Yeah. I played for Rockland Community College, but my whole team, there was only myself and Hansley Million, who I played basketball with in high school as well, were the only 2 like Rockland kids. Then everybody else was from Brooklyn, Bronx, Yonkers.
That's a good team.
Yeah. We had a pretty good squad.
All right. So the school was mostly your school that you went to as well was mostly black or no?
The basketball team was mostly black.
Yeah, the basketball team.
It'd be like Georgetown. That's a team.
Like Duke.
I mean, it's a community college, so it's pretty mixed.
Right. What about you, Daniel? Where you go to school?
In Norway.
Yeah, what's the name of the school? I'm just saying Norway for every answer.
Mostly white school in Norway.
It was Christian Baby Wagon, if I translate it to English.
It was Christian Baby Wagon?
Yeah, that was the name of it.
Were you the fighting wagons?
Yeah, it was a religious school, but none of us were religious, just the teachers.
Oh, okay.
So it was quite a conflict there of beliefs.
And it was 4-year high school?
Then I went to another one 10 minutes down the road. But I was never that popular in high school for some reason.
I don't buy that. I don't buy it.
It's true, man.
I think he was in there
I was
smashing
also
everything.
a skateboarder, and I went to like economy, where everybody studied economy. So they were so nicely dressed, but I was more real,
Okay, you was more street in Norway?
Yeah, baggy clothes and stuff.
You didn't get a lot of girls growing up with those cheekbones?
I didn't actually, no.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, when you came over here, did you
But in
leave?
Norway, everybody has kind of cheekbones.
Everybody's got the same rosy cheeks?
Yeah, I didn't stand out.
So did everything change when you got here?
Yeah, man, now it's amazing. Just tons of women.
Yeah.
No, it's
mostly
kinda,
fellow protesters.
Well, I heard about people who have women during quarantine, but that's not been the case with me. I wasn't included on that.
Okay, so no women came over the whole quarantine. You didn't have a slice of nothing the whole quarantine?
Nah, man. But aren't you first? Aren't you far away from New York? I seen you.
Yeah, but I ain't far away from pussy ever. Pussy travels, man.
Wherever you go.
Yeah, they have cars.
That's nice, man.
It's nice. Yeah, I'm out of the city, but I'm coming back soon. We all gotta come back. I mean,
have you done any protests where you are?
Only on social media because I ain't been around too many humans. So I talked to the Bears about it. They don't care.
Zoom march. I think that would be more convenient for me.
A Zoom march.
Yeah. If we could do something like that, schedule like a march.
I'll do a Zoom looting and just have somebody like pick that one up there in the back, the lamp in the back.
Break these cabinets, or steal my own shit.
There's one guy from the neighborhood go around and get everybody's stuff.
I like it.
It's your task rabbit. It's your looter task rabbit.
Start upstairs, grab some shit.
Start with the jewelry stores and work your way to electronics.
Wait, so you're in New York still, though, Sherrod? You're just not in the city, right?
No, I'm out of the city. I'm out.
Right, but you're in New York.
No, I'm out of New York State.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm out.
What are the gun laws where you guys are?
Oh, you got to have a lot of guns just to come up here. So if you ain't got your guns, they don't even allow you here.
Like they know?
My neighbor across the street, he got a flag, a U.S. flag, and then a flag of the AK. I'm like, yep, good flag, Keith. Remember, I'm on your side when shit kick off. No.
I bought a gun in the last 2 weeks.
You bought a gun in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, got my first gun.
There you go, scared whitey. Now I don't trust anybody with a new gun. Any white people with new guns scare the shit out of me.
Well, I have a theory that I'm not even gonna need to buy bullets. It's so big and intimidating and like stupid looking that I think I could just point it at someone and they'd be like, "All right, we'll leave."
Jeff, let me tell you what I know about guns. There's only one reason people buy guns: to shoot them.
Well, I'm gonna shoot some stuff probably.
Yeah, so you're getting bullets. Everybody say, "I get it for protection." No, you don't, because that way you can just have with no bullets and just show somebody for protection. There's only one reason to get a gun, and that's to shoot it.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that too, but I was just saying I don't think I need bullets. This thing looks so ridiculous.
What kind of gun?
You still need
It's like a big, giant, custom-made rifle from this like Instagram account, and they were like, "Well, we'll send you one." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And so I didn't have to pay or anything. It's cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or get a background check.
I would just
it was getting scary around here. I left to like go take my dog on a walk. It was probably like 1 p.m.
Right.
And it's sunny out. And I get outside, and two dudes in army fatigues in front of like a Humvee, because I live right across from a mall.
Right.
They're like guarding the mall. They go, "Get back inside." I was like, "I'm just walking my dog." Like,
Well,
and they go, "Get inside." And they made me go back in my house. And I was
well, to be fair, you was walking a poodle, so
he is a poodle.
Exactly. Get your ass in the house. Embarrassing America.
The dog was in blackface, so
he is brown actually. So
Brown dog. Brown dogs matter,
yeah.
So why did you go back in your house? You didn't have to go back in your house.
Well, I'm not in the company of agitating people with guns either. I wasn't like, "Fuck you, man." Like I'm not that guy.
Was it a cop?
It was two big army guys with like giant machine guns.
And they just told you to go back in the house, and you went back in the house.
Yeah, because they were supposed to be they were basically like, this is what I heard from a friend, so it's not that reliable. But basically, like the protest was gonna come down my main street.
Okay.
And since the mall is full of goodies, they were afraid that looters love goodies, and this is probably going to be a place that they would have to protect from looters, not protesters, but looters. But you've seen how the last few weeks have gone down. They're treating a lot of the protesters like they're looters when they aren't. And so this guy meant business. He was like, "Get the fuck back in your house." And I was like, "It's 1 p.m. He's like, "It don't matter. Get in your house." And I was like, "Ooh." So
I would have said, "Eat a dick."
Yeah, I'm not.
You fucking jerk. I'm walking my dog, you fucking pissant.
I don't antagonize nobody.
I'm coming out your house? Man,
Not
you ain't
my
gonna
style.
look, man. Look at
Sherrod, be careful. I don't want to wear an airbrush t-shirt with your picture
Yeah,
on
man,
it.
you can't
Please
be
do, but get a good
crazy.
pick.
Isn't that part of having a healthy fear of something? You don't like fucking argue and antagonize it. Like I don't want to like.
But your rights is your house. You coming
Right.
out to walk your dog on
I
your
agree.
block in
I mean,
America. It's like, man, you got to give me better reason to go back in my house than just get back in my house. Or you can eat a dick. I don't give a fuck if you got a gun or not, motherfucker. I go to my house, get my gun.
Yeah.
Now we just a bunch of motherfuckers out here with guns.
That was the day that I bought a gun. Though. That was the day.
Poodle.
That's the day I got the gun, though.
That's the day, huh?
That was the day.
That's weird, though. That's weird that they just told you to get in the house. Like,
well, I guess we got a notification on our phone that there was a 5 p.m. curfew, but it was 1 p.m. Yeah, it was 1.
Don't let them tread on you, brother.
And what is your dog supposed to piss in your house?
I don't know. It was very weird. It made me very paranoid. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And then you peek out the window like a scared little housewife.
Yeah, I did. I was such a bitch.
They're still there. Men with guns.
You're not wrong. And all night, like I kept looking out I absolutely did that. And then I was like, are the protesters coming? You know, like I was like, all like, I was just.
And they never came, did they?
Nope.
Of course not. They just wanted to muscle you and take your rights away.
Well, they muscled everyone. That's what they did. They shut it down and then basically intimidated them not to protest.
Somebody on that block was like this. Look, I fought in the World War. You can suck my dick. I'm going to get some Chinese food.
No, nothing's open, but that'd be amazing.
But somebody is gonna be like this. I just fuck you.
Right. It was tricky.
Or at least they explained it more like, hey, we got people coming this way, so we just want to make sure everybody's safe. Give me something.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I'm a grown ass man.
The curfew was so. I thought even that was a little like over the top, because basically it's not really a curfew. It's just them going, hey, at 5 p.m. we decide we're gonna start pepper spraying and punishing you, because now we can say you broke a law. We made it a 5 p.m. curfew, but that's not a law.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Black people, we're always a 5 p.m. curfew, no matter what time of the day or where we are, because it's always illegal. They always can come at us.
Yeah, well, I guess I got to see what it was like, and I immediately bought a gun. I said, not me.
That is bananas. Daniel, did you run into any oppositions out there? Somebody give you pushback?
No, but if somebody had a gun, I would immediately retreat.
You would just run away?
I think it's easy to be tough in hindsight, but
no, but you know,
I wouldn't ask any questions. I would be completely on board.
Coming out your own house.
Yeah.
Sherrod,
I wish I was like that.
But one day when we were protesting, a guy drove a motorcycle through us.
Really?
That was a little bit fucked up, I thought.
Yeah, did he hit anybody?
Almost, yeah. Almost hit me. I was right in front of it.
Oh, boy. What do you mean, like sitting on the front of the motorcycle while y'all rode through?
Yeah.
You're on the front like E.T.
Yeah, it was very romantic. But no, that was the most scary thing that happened.
Did people grab him, or did the cops get the guy?
They tried to get him, but he had this huge bike, so it was quite hard to.
And then he pulled his badge out, and you couldn't do anything after that. I'm gonna get some of these jokes off. Goddamn it!
Do it.
I'm scared of with my visa, man. Like, if I get arrested, I'm in real trouble. So if it had been any fights, I would also have been sneaking away.
Right? They would have tried to deport you.
Yeah, man.
Mm. But they know you white, right?
Yeah, I think it's apparent.
If they ever come at you, that's go like this. Oh shit, Mexicans! When they turn around, you run.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's what they looking for. They ain't looking for you. You ain't coming from one of the countries Trump hate. Trump is all on Norway side, nigga. You call Trump, you be like this. Leave Daniel alone.
Yeah. I'm actually half Latino though.
You half Latino? Oh yeah, you're a goner.
Yeah.
They smell that on you.
You are caliente.
Yeah, that's where you got the moves from.
Wait, who's Latino in your family?
My dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's Chilean.
Oh, okay. And he was over in Norway?
Yeah, he came as a refugee, and then he made a lot of women pregnant.
Oh, I hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, when you do travel, you want to unpack.
Yeah, it's true, man. You guys are cracking me up.
That's a big jump from Chile to Norway.
I know, man. He came as a refugee. There was a dictatorship in Chile.
So what made him pick Norway, though?
He didn't even know, man. I think they put him on a flight. He was wearing sandals and like shorts, and then he landed in Norway, and it was snow there when he landed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's quite a crazy
And he thought it was
story.
all cocaine. He was like, "Oh my God, this is a
Yeah,
That's
little
quite a prank.
surprise gift waiting."
it's everything they said it would be."
The streets are paved in coke.
That is cray. I didn't know your father was Chilean.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still in Norway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now he's stuck in Chile. He's there, but they closed the borders because of the virus.
Right. Yeah, so that gotta be weird for a Chilean living in Norway. Jesus Christ, talking about a fish out of water.
Yeah, it's quite a change.
I know those Norwegians was getting on his fucking nerves with their fucking happy, dumb attitudes. And
Wait, how was Norway? Is Norway really accommodating to like someone from a different country? Were there girls like, oh my God, a Chilean?
I think the
like, were they
women
into it?
really like it. Yeah, American guys are very popular. I noticed when you're over there.
Yeah.
You kind of more outgoing, and you talk to the girls.
Yeah, we never shut up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I do well with the ladies.
Yeah, just go nonstop.
yeah, Norwegian guys just sit next to a girl at the bar and just sit there and say nothing. And then when the girl leaves, they go like this,
espresso.
almost. Ooh, that close.
But it's a big drinking culture that loosens people up.
Yeah.
It gets quite wild in the weekends.
It gets quite wild on the weekends in Norway. What city you from?
Bergen, the second largest.
Bergen?
Yeah.
Nice. All
Yeah,
right,
man.
how many black people there? How many, when I say black people, I mean from Senegal and, the black people from Europe.
There are a few.
Muslims.
We had one kid at school, I remember, from Africa.
Okay. Y'all chased them a lot, huh?
Yeah, I remember the first day. I thought it was kind of fucked up, actually, but our teacher had him come up and tell us about the animals from Africa that he had seen in Africa.
Shit.
And he only listed stuff we already had, like cats and dogs.
I live in a fucking city.
It's quite disappointing. She really built it up.
Dog, we had 2 dogs, turtle.
Mom used to have a cat.
Yeah, man. Norway is very white, though, I have to admit.
Yeah, the jig is up.
Sorry about that, Sherrod.
No, I like it like that. I just like to know where they are, so I know where to send the missiles.
I was trying to make a joke earlier this week. They, they put that Black Lives Matter thing on the street, and you could actually see it from space in DC. Yeah. Like they put it in DC, and there's all these reports like it's so big you can actually see it from space. And then I started to tweet like, "Oh great, now aliens are gonna think only Black Lives Matter." And then I was like, I had to delete it. This is just gonna get me in trouble. It's not gonna fucking.
But how do we know we can see it from space? Did one of the white astronauts tell us that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to trust no whitey's lies.
It was one of the white astronauts.
Exactly. Fuck.
Sorry.
I can't trust it.
Again. It's been a lot of sorries this week for shit I didn't do.
The white man said what he can see from space. Well, tell him to move over next time. Let us come to space. Motherfucker.
Let me on that ship.
Oh, Jesus.
How have you guys felt though? Let's talk about this. You just said like a second ago when we were talking, like I'm getting these jokes out one way or another. We are funny creatures. It's just in us. We don't know how to, or at least I'll speak for myself. I don't know how to turn off joking about things and being silly about things. And so for the last 3 weeks, it's been this like, it's just one, bad time for a straight white guy to have a microphone, but 2, it's been like I start to do something and like with my friends it's been fine, and with people I talk with, they know my heart, they know me. Right. But like it's been, I want to joke, man. I want to like laugh and be silly about this stuff as much as I want to be serious and talk about, real change. And
you want a safe place to do it, like comedy clubs used to be for us.
Right. And I like that's why even with this, I've thought of a few things that I'm like, don't say that, Jeff. It's fucking just going to get you in trouble when someone hears this.
Yeah, right. We gotta remember that Twitter and Facebook ain't the stage.
Yeah, it's not.
And that shit'll linger and hit people when they're not even locked in on it, and it'll take it a different way than what you intended it.
Yeah.
And it can be something ugly real fast.
Because we're comedians. That's what we do. Like, in fact, I've spent my entire career going, dude, if they're making a joke about the Holocaust or a murder or a woman or a Mexican, like it's a joke. And and so the same goes, this subject's no different.
Yeah.
We should be making jokes about this subject as well.
I said I didn't see this many white people passionate about a black man's death in Minneapolis since Prince died. Huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Purple Rain, baby. I had one of my favorite jokes.
I did a joke in San Antonio where I was like, I think the Black Lives Matter stuff, and I think it's fantastic. It was a little cocky, because it's been global. It was a little cocky in Nigeria. I thought that was strange. They're all in the street, like, we're the best, we're number one, we're a majority.
Yeah, if it was 30 years ago when the British was still there beating on people, it would
have been different.
It would have been a little different. Well, I'm looking forward for the stage to come back. I mean, that's all
Same.
I mean, look at Daniel. He's on his last ropes.
Yeah, man, I've missed the crowds.
Yeah, today was like a little taste. It felt kind of normal. I don't know. Around here, my son gets all of the attention. So I usually get that healthy dose every single night, and then I don't demand it from my family, and therefore I'm not annoying. Yeah. But now I'm annoying.
Did you do any coronavirus jokes or any Black Lives Matter jokes?
Yeah, I mean, I opened up about like quarantine stuff, and I don't think I did a Black Lives Matter thing.
Black Lives Matter, high risk.
Yeah, but I didn't really have anything funny to say about it yet. You know what I mean? Like, if it didn't occur to me, I wouldn't force it.
Right.
It's just, but you know, I think I made some sort of reference to the chaos for sure.
I go right on stage. I take one knee, and then I have the crowd guess who I'm impersonating.
I did say I donated to bail funds as soon as I got on stage. So
there you go.
I wanted to say I was a good white as soon as I got up there.
You did your part.
Yeah.
I'm one of the good white. We need T-shirts that say I'm a good white.
Actually, that'd be a great mask. I'm one of the good ones.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is about the wrap. Anybody want to do some pluggy plugs? Do some pluggy plugs before we bouncy bounce.
This week I'm at CB Live in Arizona. So if anyone,
this motherfucker's doing live shows.
Hell yeah!
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, multiple shows. It's gonna be great. And then I got
wear a mask.
Just find at Jeff Dye is all my stuff.
Jeff, wear a mask or something in there. But I told Dan Soder the same thing because he was doing a show, something in Arizona somewhere. And I was like, yeah, you be the yellow canary. If you come out alive and COVID, then we know that we can go in there.
I love it. I'll
die. I get your headband
with like sores and stuff on my face next time we're talking.
That's right. You got like a meth head.
Yeah, I feel fine.
Dan, you want to do some pluggos?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to write a pilot, but it's not really working. So you know that.
So you're plugging your efforts.
Yeah.
Send motivation.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, good luck. Best of luck with it.
I love Daniel.
Mikey Mike?
June 25th, I'm doing a Zoom show, co-headlining with Mike Feeney, who we do Irish Goodbye podcast together. It's not going to be straight stand-up because I couldn't possibly do that through the computer. So it's going to be like kind of a stand-up on the spot, comedy by committee thing where the audience gives suggestions and we, riff or whatever on that. So that's at nowherecomedyclub.com. And then July 9th through 11th, I'm doing my first live weekend Comics Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. So come out to that. Yeah,
now I hear that at the Mohegan Sun in Foxwoods that you can't gamble there unless you have a hotel room. You got to get a hotel room to gamble.
I don't think that's accurate.
That's what they said at first. That's how they said it was going to open. That you only can.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can only come in. You can only come in and gamble if you have to have the hotel room.
No. I was gonna say
if they're going to take a risk, you got to make them some money.
Yeah, true.
I had my worst show in history at that place, at the Comics of Mohegan Sun.
Oh, really?
The night after Trump won office. And also, like, a lot of people had bad sets. And Ian Bagg got glasses thrown at him. Wanda Sykes got booed off the stage. Because I'm a Seattle guy, I got up there. I talked all this shit about Donald Trump. And I got all these laughs, right? Yeah. I must have we're comics. You get in the green room. You go, man, I think I got like a new 15 minutes about this. Like, that went great. But then the second show, I did the exact same jokes. And it got nothing. So some guy started yelling at me. I started yelling at him back. And then he said something that pissed off the guy next to him, and that guy punched him in the face. But then some people that agreed with the Trump guy beat up those guys, and then it just spread. It was like 30 people fighting in a room full of like 300 people. It was so scary. Yeah.
Who broke it up? Did the casino security have to come in here?
Yeah, tons of people came in, and also like picture like 25 people fighting and then 250 people just trying to leave. It looked like much bigger than it was. Everyone's like climbing over it. It was the only time in comedy I've ever like cried. I went to the casino afterwards and I was just drinking whiskey and I was like actually like teary-eyed, like this is not why I got into comedy. Right. And a girl came up to me, she goes, "Hey, good job tonight." And I was like, "You weren't at the show." And she goes, "Yeah, I was." And I go, "No, you weren't." And she goes, "Yeah, I was, I promise." And I was like, everyone got their money back, and the show only was like 8 minutes because I pissed everyone off. And then she was like, "Okay, I wasn't at the show." And I was like, "You fucking."
But you still banged her. So who's the real creep?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
It's been a great episode. I hope you guys had fun.
Love man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Love
Comedy Cellar Nightly, baby. Comedy Cellar Nightly. Check it out tomorrow. Same time, same place, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Comedy Cellar Nightly. And make sure you check out Small Ball, my new sports comedy show. I got to get all you guys on there.
Yeah, man.
Sports comedy show through Embassy Row. Small Ball, available on Apple Music and Spotify.
Nice.
Huh?
Love it.
Ah! Good episode. Peace.